everybody, and welcome back to episode 75 of Read This Way. Wait, what's playing? Something's playing in the background.
It's still the intro.
No, it was something else. Something else was playing in the background.
Oh, was there?
And then I got
I'm laughing because when you started up, it was just me like looking like I was like the world was about to freaking end, and it's just
Christmas
in general at the moment.
Christmas in retail.
Christmas in retail. I don't want to kill myself. No, that's not true. But it's something that they talk about for safety for team members. Anyway, hey man, how you going?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm worn out. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I am worn thin like crazy at the moment. And it doesn't help having all this new stuff laid out in front of us for this week. It's not exactly been a light on news week. We've had quite a bit of info this week, which is good. I mean, it is good. We get to talk about it a bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I've run out of my gin.
I didn't actually get around to watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Did you?
I watched the first episode, so I've got one up on you, my friend. And
have you watched the anime?
I've watched the first few episodes. When I say first few, I'm like
you have a bit of a comparison.
First 15 or so. And just to talk about it very quickly because you haven't watched it yet.
No. Okay.
It's
We'll jump into
it's
it a bit.
Really good. They've hit the nail on the head. I can't believe how well they've actually done it this time around. It's like all the other stuff that they've done so far has been just working up to a moment like this where they actually execute it properly.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you use probably one of the best like animes or mangas that they could have chosen to finally hit that peak. Now, I don't know who the studio is who's producing it, but it translates really, really well. And they've done a very, very good job on special effects, casting of characters. It's very light on talking.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want in a shonen. You don't want it to be chock full of blah, 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 blah. You want it to be sort of action after action after action. And they push that quite heavily. The special effects are really nice. So
nice.
So yes, watch it. It's fantastic.
I'm gonna have to jump onto it. So are we in like a renaissance with live action anime now? Is that what's happening?
I think we're finally starting to see the fruits of Netflix's labor. So they've been throwing money at anime live action for years now, when you think about it. And they've been trying to find that formula, that system, that whatever it was to try and capture the flavor that's going to, make people happy on both sides. And I think what they've done is they've found that happy place between manga and anime, because I've read the first 20 odd chapters of Yu Yu, and I've also watched the first 10 or 15
I actually haven't read it.
Episodes of Yu Yu.
Does the anime do a good job of adapting it?
Pretty well, yeah. I mean, there's of course, as per usual, there's a bit more fluff in there. There's a bit more buffer in there, and the anime
nuanced in the
pushes. Yeah, the anime pushes a little bit quicker and faster, and then the live action sort of sits in between, where because it's like this full color, 3-dimensional environment that we're not used to coming at us, but in full manga and anime flavor. they've actually it's quite amazing what they've done with it. They've really poured their heart and soul into it, so highly recommend it.
That's pretty cool, actually. Well, we will jump into the news just after our cool little intro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Read This Way.
I accidentally just picked a random tab because I couldn't find which one I wanted to start with, and I panicked, and it was Dan, and so I'm happy. So we'll start off with some random little fun facts of numbers, just to give you an idea of how well some of the current series are going. So we've got Dan with 3.2 million copies in circulation with 13 volumes, and it's finally got its anime adaptation announced now. 2 trailers. And do we have an estimated time? Did that drop in trailer 2, or am I imagining?
So I have a feeling that they said 2025, but they might have said October. I can't, because there've been a lot of drops lately, and I can't remember whether I'm mixing something up. So it might be October that they're talking about the drop for the Dan anime, or it might be 2025, like early 2025. So we've still got we've still got another year.
No, but yes, take your time. But no,
yeah. But Saru do take their time, and as far as I know, they fully animate the whole thing before rolling it out. So this is not a week to week thing, boys and girls.
Smarter way to do it.
Yeah, they're gonna do the whole thing all at once and then roll it out to their whatever system that they're going to be using. It'll be really interesting to see who picks this up. I have a feeling that we're going to have a Netflix rollout of this, which is going to be something special.
Who had Chainsaw Man? Was it Crunchyroll?
Crunchy.
Yeah.
But being Studio Saru and their connection with
Netflix.
We may see a Netflix rollout of this guy.
That is a very good point.
Which means I get to run around and tell everybody, watch Netflix!
Oh, that's right. I finally have an actual excuse to talk about One Piece this week too.
You've been dying for something like this, haven't you?
I actually forgot about it. It was like so prevalent in my mind at the start of the week. Anyway,
no stress.
So we've also got Chain Soldier, the one that's also getting its anime adaptation, at 3 million copies in circulation with 14 volumes. So it's doing around the same sort of numbers as Dan is.
Why have I heard of this?
Horny Cells. This is the one that's very horny.
Okay, that would explain why I've heard of it.
Yeah. Giguk did a video on it a little while back, and I sent it through to you. And I still haven't actually gotten around to checking out the manga for it yet. Because art-wise, it looks incredible.
It looks nice. I won't lie. It looks pretty good.
Hey, Nikki. Dogs are trying to kill each other.
Yeah, look, as long as the story's good and the character's good, I'll follow it through. The horny's just a bonus, I guess.
Cut it out! I know.
Is your cat barking like a dog?
No, those are my actual dogs. They're fighting.
You've got dogs. Okay.
Yeah, I've got both. Yes. So I would probably put it on par with like an edgier high school DxD.
Oh, nice.
Like we're gonna have that level of horny. And in the same sort of vein, our next series is also incredibly horny. 2.5D Seduction, which is getting its anime adaptation, has got about 2.3 million copies in circulation with 19 volumes. So a little bit less number wise, but
and that's
horny
recently
ethos.
had its shift over to Plus, Jump Plus.
Oh, has it? Oh, yeah, it did too. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So it's, I guess, just getting more popular as it
Yeah.
passes along.
Like I said, it's hornier.
Yeah, I read the first couple of
Dress Up
chapters,
Darling.
and I'm just like, it's interesting premise, but it's not really my wheelhouse, I don't think.
Oh, dude, I was pissing myself laughing the first time I
It's
was looking over the
funny.
first chapter.
It is
Like,
funny.
what? Well, just even the concept, it just like it is so ridiculous in and of itself. So like,
Yeah.
it just generates this surrealness, and I wonder where the novelty wears off and the story kind of hooks you in.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know whether novelty technically wears off for some people. You know how some people are just love the novelty of whatever that is. Yeah, pretty much.
I wonder if it does go down the wholesome route of like My Dress Up Darling. Down. Our next one, Kindergarten Wars, 1 million copies, broke a threshold with only 6 volumes.
That is insane. Like when you think about it, like that's the half the volumes of what everybody else has, and it's breaking the 1 million mark, and it's doing well, like really, really well. And I will admit that everybody who I've told to read this and who have actually read it, love it. Read it week to week religiously. Really, really enjoying it. It's just been so much fun. It's
I need to catch up on it. I'm a few chapters behind with this one as well.
It's like a much, and I know Sakamoto's light, but it has its really heavy moments. Whereas this is just 100% light all the time.
It's so it's dark wholesome.
Yeah. That's exactly how you could describe it. It's like, how wholesome can you make Contract Killing? This is how wholesome you can make it.
That's probably, I would say, the extent. Yep.
Yeah. And the art's really nice, and the action's really good. So highly recommend.
Just going back a step, so Chained Soldier is getting its anime adaptation January 4th. So it's coming very soon. There is a trailer for it. That's the link that I just popped in the live chat. I can't show you though.
So when do you have any idea when they announced that? Or are they forcing this through?
I think they announced it not too long ago, but I feel like they've been working on it for a while because it doesn't look.
I hope so.
It looks good. I'll send you the.
Yeah, the trailers might look okay, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned that they tend to push this this style of content through really quickly because of the style of content that it is, and I think Triangle, got affected by that quite heavily. Ayakashi Triangle, because the manga for that wasn't too bad, and the action was really good, but it was really lackluster in the anime. So it's a shame that something that could have had the potential to be better than what they thought it was. This is the thing: is they look at this manga as being, your ecchi content, as your just stock standard, people are just going to pay for sex kind of stuff. But there's more to it. There's more heart in it, and there's more control in it than these producers seem to understand. And it's a real shame. It always misses the mark. They never take the time for it.
So
I get it. I mean, money-wise, I get it, but still.
Oop, what the hell did I just do?
I don't know. What'd you do?
So the link above is Chain Soldier. I'm just about to post another one because Hokkaido Girls are super adorable. That's the title, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Is that getting an adaptation as well?
Yes, it's coming out January 8th.
I never jumped on it.
It looks
It's
cute.
been running for a while. It's always looked super cute, but I never jumped on it because it just looked
I
just
might,
not my
I might give it a
style.
go. It also looks kind of wholesome horny, if that's a. I know that sounds weird, but the way
Does
that
it though?
it's portrayed, it
Because
looks really like soft and colorful and fun. And then like there was a couple of scenes there where I'm like, well, that's
yeah, you're not wrong. I think the Hokkaido girls are. It's meant to be it's meant to be
girlfriend stand-in
rooted
anime,
in.
right?
Sorry.
Is it like a girlfriend stand-in anime? Like the main character is so bland, so he's a self-insert.
I think so. I think, and this is the shame. Like it requires a male protagonist of some kind for people to communicate to these other characters. When it's not necessary. They probably could have followed the female characters without the male character quite happily and still had ground for a really good story. So that might be the case in this scenario where you get in some really relatively innocent personalities thrown into a not so innocent environment. But yeah, everything it looks super cute,
Right?
and because it's because it's Hokkaido, so it's all. Sorry, anybody who'd been watching that and wasn't
See what I
expecting
mean?
it.
It's like, oh,
Uh,
wholesome, horny.
yeah, yeah. Um, it looks like one of those games you play. What are those games called?
Oh
Brad,
no,
you know
step
what
bro.
those are. No, not
Yeah.
those ones. But she does look like she's stuck.
So yeah, that's coming out January 8th. So
And
stupid.
it's probably going to be a lot more
Oh,
wholesome
it
than
looks
we
like
realize,
fun.
just with etchy components. And it's a
Yeah.
shame that it's required for them to try and like sell the story.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's time for torture, my prince.
Even if you slip my mouth has
Yes.
officially ended. As of today, also yeah, Tis Time for Torture is also getting an anime adaptation January 8th.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but we knew that a while back, so it's been in production for a while.
We did, but it's got a new trailer. That's what that was.
Yeah, and this series was a proper conclusion, right? It wasn't a cancellation because it was a rather long running series. So I love it when they do this. I'm not a big fan of series that just run forever.
Oh yeah.
And
How
the guy
chapters?
who's obsessed with One Piece.
Shut up. That's different. You get everybody gets one.
Everybody gets. Is that what that is? There's only two you can choose from. It's either One Piece or Dragon Ball. That's your only two choices.
No, you can have Kingdom.
Yeah, but that hasn't been. How long's that been running for?
Quite a while.
I'm sure it'll run for a little while longer. But even it's got an ending because it's based on fact, right?
Yeah, based on.
Yeah, but still, I'm just saying that it's got an end at some point.
Allegedly.
Whereas One Piece technically has an end. Will we see it before he dies? There's the question.
That's dark, bro. Come on.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So So even if you slip my mouse, was it? Speaking of wholesome, this was
From what
a
I
really
read, yeah.
wholesome series. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cute rom-com series.
Had a nice little mystery to it as well. It was
Yeah.
I'd say like a rom-com mystery drama, with like obviously supernatural elements.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's well paced and it's well drawn. It's well put together as a
it's gorgeous,
manga
man.
series goes.
And the growth over the series is impeccable. So nice.
Mm,
You love to see it.
I love growth. You know I do.
Bruh. Oh, that's
Just
interesting.
when they go from that really early flaccid stage to that really later firm stage.
But not quite fully erect.
No, not quite. Just yeah.
So I just saw this. Kaiju number
Yeah.
8, Side B, will adapt this content of the series of light novel Kaiju number 8, Close Up Third Division. And the manga will be written by both of them. Oh, that's right. It was a duo, wasn't it? I forgot. It was.
Wait, I'm so confused with what's happening here. So Kaiju number
Okay.
8, Side B will adapt.
So there's light novels called
Yeah.
Kaiju number 8, Close Up Third Division. So there's going to be another spin-off manga that focuses on the third division, that's being written and illustrated by the duo that brought us Super Smartphone.
My hesitation is
Why?
I just
Feel something against Super Smartphone?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I hated it. You at least read 2 or 3 chapters of it.
I know. I read the whole thing.
Okay.
It was morbid curiosity. I needed to know how they were going to wrap it up, and it was okay. It was trying to be Death Note, and it didn't really hit the mark for me. I think Jack really liked it though.
It's a Jack kind of thing to do.
I know.
So okay, so they're clearly mates, and they've got them to do a spin-off series for them. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But can they just at least give us some more kaiju? I'm so tired of them releasing the poster art and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it, but just more.
Coming from the guy that's all, take your time, guys.
Yeah, I know, but more. This is different. These guys release like once every 4 weeks, is what it feels like. In a magazine that is weekly. So as far as mangaka that currently have a lot of control over what they're doing, these guys have 100% control over what they're doing, to the point where they're telling the magazine when they can and can't release.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Well,
and
it's because it's a Jump Plus title that's being
published. I know, I get it, but it's still a weekly or bi-weekly title, right? Well, it used to be a bi-weekly title, but now it's become a monthly title,
kind of.
And
sometimes we get to
no, look, I feel like that it's because they've been doing work on the anime.
Yeah,
I'd like to believe that that's what the case is. And speaking of which, because this ties in, that they dropped a new trailer for Kaiju number 8 recently, in the past few days, and oh my gosh, our production IG just doing the magic that they do.
Oh, it looks incredible.
Fucking gorgeous. It really does, and I'm so happy that they've taken this on board. Some of the stuff that's rolling out next year is going to be something else. It really is. There's so much magic that's going to be happening there, and Kaiju is just one of the many titles that are going to be really, pushing out some absolutely beautiful anime. That's taken its time. It's not. I mean, when did they announce this? Like last year, wasn't it that they announced this?
Oh.
Or would have
Was
been
that-
really early this year.
I think it was mid-year, wasn't it?
No, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
feel
it
like
was
I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
I feel like it was like Feb
Sure.
that they announced it. No, they have been taking that much time to do it.
Hmm.
And you got to understand, we were watching Heavenly Delusion when they were talking about doing this. They were rolling out key visuals at that point. No, actually, they were rolling out.
That was only a few months. That wasn't that long ago.
They were rolling out key visuals before we watched Heavenly Delusion. So, yeah, they
Time's
did.
not real, man.
No, they did. So I would like to say that they did the announcement like back in Feb, maybe March. But they've been working on this for a while, and it shows. Like it really shows. It's got
Chutzpah.
it's got the chops to be like the next big giant series that hits hard anime wise. But it's got contenders. Don't get me wrong, we've got some, speaking of which, we've got some really amazing contenders, and seeing the Reze arc being announced is something else, and I am
kind of hope they just do this as a movie and then skip straight
happy
to.
that they've done this as a movie.
I hope they just like they keep season 2 as the movie and then continue on straight away.
They will.
I hope they don't necessarily do what like UFO Table's done with Demon Slayer, where they'll do a movie and then do a padded half season with cut up movie.
I think that Fujimoto would fucking vomit at the concept of that. So angry. I think they've chosen to do this arc because this is the vulnerable arc. This is the arc where, he opens himself up as a person, and even though she's playing him,
but is she?
Well, this is the question, right? Just how much is she? She was meant to be playing him, but at some point she's gone, oh, wait a minute, this guy's not the guy that they said he was. And I feel like
I caught feelings.
Yeah, she kind of fell for him a bit as that arc went through. But it was probably one of the best arcs out of the series. And I'm super happy that they're doing like a movie, a feature of it instead of doing a season.
Absolutely dying to see that scene on the roof in the rain where she starts singing. Oh, it's going to be incredible.
It's going to be a really stunningly beautiful piece of imagery. Like the whole thing is going to be just, and it's Mappa's doing the whole thing, right?
Yeah. There's been a bit of controversy already because they've shifted.
Right? They're going to do it in 4 months.
Yeah. Well, they've already shifted directors, and so apparently the color palettes, like this is going to be a lot more colorful than the first season. So
I'm down for that.
I'm expecting a lot of change, but I hope that it's not. I don't know. It feels a little pandery to just kind of like axe the director out, especially after all of the hard work that they put into. Hey, man. We're actually talking about you earlier.
Because we do that. Talk about you when you're not here.
Yeah. Shit, now I lost my train of
thought.
Look,
the term pandering and the term all that sort of stuff, it doesn't matter. So if the director has a visual style or they have an idea.
Yeah, but they got a lot of death threats, which is why they had to boot. They decided to leave, I believe.
What the fuck? I hate fans. Like I really do hate this really, really toxic nature that fans have. Look, we've got to understand that when they produce an anime or they produce a movie or a live action, that is done through the lens of the person who is producing it, not so much the director. The director has a certain level of control, but producers have even more control. So just replacing the director is not actually going to change the angle or the perspective or the dialogue or any of that sort of stuff, because the producers got that locked in.
Yeah.
What's going to change is, how this is visually exposed. Like changing a director means that, okay, we've got prettier colors. So what? Does that mean we
Yeah.
have better timing in the animation? Does that mean we have better visual style? Does that mean they don't seem to understand squat?
No, they don't. But they'll
And
harass and throw their death threats online, and
because they've
they
read
think
with
they can what they
something
want.
one way and they think that they can, just go ahead and throw these death threats out and expect that they're going to get what they want. They're not. They're still going to get something different to what they thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
It's always going to be that way because they're never going to direct it.
I really enjoyed season 1. I thought it was good. It felt
As a
like
transcription from the manga, it was great. It was a like a rock solid series. It transcribed what you were meant to feel while reading it.
yeah.
And if anybody watched this and went, "Oh man, this is not what I thought it was," it's because you either one, you weren't reading it the way everybody else was reading it,
Well,
or two, you never read it in the first place.
it felt more like what Fujimoto was inspired by than I guess what they were picturing from like cover arts and color splash pages. I guess.
This is the problem, is they don't realize how influenced Fujimoto is from the American cinematic angle. He's not inspired by the Japanese market. He's inspired by a whole different market, which is why, Chainsaw Man's so much bigger overseas in the English speaking world than it is in Japan, because to us, it speaks.
You
We
have those
understand it.
numbers. Are you talking out your ass?
No, this is what I believe, and from what from what I've seen, and you don't see death threats from English speaking people. You don't
Yeah.
get
Well,
no, you get people going, "Oh, I didn't like that," or "That's not what I expected," because they didn't see the source material, or they aren't familiar with the artwork or the work from Fujimoto in general. But anybody who's a Fujimoto fan understands that this was a pretty solid transcription of what he was trying to achieve.
while also being kind of like a love letter to him as the original author.
That's
Like you
right.
just look at that anime opening, and it is 100% a love letter to Fujimoto.
Yeah, all the things he's loved and inspired him over the years. Why would you not expect that to transcribe into his manga?
Like it felt like an old Tarantino movie, but like in series format. Like it gave me a
Yeah,
lot of like Death Proof vibes, and just like I know they had nothing to do with it, but it's like that gritty feel.
yeah, the sensation of camera angles, movements, timings, story beats, character developments, language, all this sort of stuff. Because you look at Chainsaw Man, and the language is so different to all the other manga,
Yeah.
because they speak so differently because it's designed in a particular way.
There's
Whereas
only
most
one
of the other
others that I
manga
can think of,
is
but I can't even
pretty
remember what it
standard.
is. Oh,
Jujutsu is
it's
very
standard
heavily
in.
similar to it. Den
Yeah,
Den also has a very similar
but it's different.
um
Same principle, but different flavor.
yeah, so it's so very different. But dialogue wise, following the standards.
Yeah.
There's a certain set standard that they have when, and this is the funny thing is from a lot of people I know that speak Japanese and have lived in Japan, or and so on and so forth, they're like, nobody talks like manga or anime.
Yeah.
People don't actually talk that way. Whereas if you were to take something like Dan Dan or Chainsaw Man, they'd be like, oh, wait a minute.
Well,
I guess that's a little bit, it's a lot closer to the way people actually sort of talk between each other. It's a lot more relaxed.
yeah.
We're all so focused on this formal concept that Japan has. And I understand that they do. There is a formality and a system that they have. But two mates talking to each other don't talk in that formal way.
There's almost like 3 different languages in the one language.
Yeah.
Not to mention the different alphabets that they have.
There's formal, relaxed formal, and then relaxed. And then
Did you
bogan.
mention formal?
Oh yeah, formal, like full
Yeah.
formal.
Yeah.
Really, there's probably
somehow
like
past. Oh yeah, there's
like
8 tiers to formal.
Yeah.
Alone.
Speaking of formal, is this season
just really,
2?
it's key visual. That's all we've got. I just wanted to share it because
cool. I just want to know that they're doing a season 2. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I didn't realize that season 1 wasn't as well received as I thought it was going to be. And I think
okay, that's understandable. And you know what?
I had rose-tinted glasses the whole time.
Here, this is the thing. Our view that we have a very particular flavor of what we like.
Yeah.
And I've found that it's not everybody else's flavor. Actually, I've found that my flavor is very, very different to the general consensus of what people like. Because I'm not a One Piece fan. I got very bored of Spy Family. I dropped Jujutsu because they explained too much. There's a lot of things that people love.
It'd be a lot easier for you to get into the anime, I feel.
Well, from what I've heard, it's not too far different.
Oh, good.
They still do a lot more explaining
than punching.
Yeah, there's more talking. And they talk as much as like a DC or a Marvel comic do during a fight, and it's just infuriating. That one panel of someone punching someone else is 6 paragraphs of text explaining what's happening. It infuriated me. And look, I completely get this because it was a very, very unique story, and it had a very special translation of mythology.
Yeah, like it was a collection of bastardizations.
Yeah, and I know for a fact that there's a lot of people out there that just go, "What the fuck's going on? I don't get it," and just carried on to the next thing.
No, I think it was actually a lot of people had an issue with the animation quality because MAPPA took on way too much and spread themselves a bit thin. I feel like that was the issue that I remember hearing a lot for negatives as to the show. Nothing about the story or anything like that. It was just the hellscape that is MAPPA at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm kind of happy that people are yelling at MAPPA and not the animators. I'm happy that they're angry at the company and not the people who have been working themselves to death to try and produce this material as quickly as they can. I would really like to see these. I would love to see MAPPA just turn around and go, "Oh, we're going to release stuff when it's finished."
Yeah, right. Just everybody
that's what
do
I
that,
want to say.
Please.
And just turn around and go, "Oh, we're gonna release it when it's finished." And when that is when it is. and what we will see is a renaissance of masterpieces, erupting. Grinding
Actually,
yourself under these time frames is just stupid.
Speaking of, they're reviving. I think Sunrise is a bit low on cash again because they're reviving the Code Geass franchise again.
I see that they've been doing a bit of Gundam stuff.
But it's like
they're
not
doing
even
a
Loosh
Gundam.
related. It's just like its own thing.
Yeah, they're just revamping it and doing something different to
Milking
try
the
and milk.
Geass teat.
Yeah.
Like
They've
the
also
Akatoa
done
Rebellion.
Oh no! Don't do that, guys.
This is
They'll
another one of
capture a new
those.
audience. They'll capture a new audience. Don't worry. They'll get someone. They are re-releasing Gundam Seed as
Oh,
re-edited films into the cinema. So they're actually editing the original
that'd be cool.
material back into a series of films that will be.
From
It
memory,
might actually work
there's a
out for
lot that
Speed
could.
because
Yeah, there's a lot of
it could be
fluff.
cut out. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
from
And
memory,
they
like
could
it's
do that
been
with a
like
lot of
well
Gundam.
over a decade since I watched it. But yeah, I feel like that
Yeah,
could very take advantage of being like condensed down.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that's right.
Shit,
Seed is probably
maybe
one
like
of the
what,
most.
4
It's one of those
movies?
weird, most beloved / most hated series in the
Yeah,
Gundam universe.
I think it depends
Either
on
you
where
love
you
it or you
come
hate it.
into. I think if you came in around the time of Seed, then that's going to be like one of the higher ranking ones simply for nostalgia factor. I feel.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Um, we got a little bit of MHA special illustrations for Jump Festa.
Nice.
And that's segueing into May 4th next year is when the next
The
season's
visual
dropping.
style, the difference between All Might versus everyone else is just hilarious. Because it's just like, I have been influenced by 1960 comic books, and then the rest of the cast.
Anime.
Yeah.
Although I like the Shigaraki's got the stigmata going on. Is that a reference to Jeebus?
I don't know. Maybe
I've been watching a lot of
Jeebus.
stupid
Fan
tinfoil
theories.
conspiracy theories shit. Yeah. Like when they latch onto some random number and then they divide it by another random number and they were like, "See, it's the number of the beast." You're like,
It's the
"Bro,
beast.
come on. What are you doing? You got way too much time on your hands."
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so yes, we're
What
looking
else do you got
at
for us?
May 4th, 2024 for the maybe last season, maybe second
Wrap
last
up.
season. From what I'm looking at, I think it might be like second last
I
season
think
or
I think
last
this
season
is
in a
my
movie.
prediction. Yeah, that's my prediction. Is it's
Yeah.
going to be the last season and a movie. And I hope if they do a movie, oh please God, take a solid year.
Oh,
Please take a
actually,
good year to produce that, because otherwise it wouldn't be worth it.
I still got Star and Stripe to do. It could be, yeah.
Could be two seasons. You're thinking? Because you've been
Just
telling me
going
that
off.
there's only enough content for one more season, but it's continuing. It hasn't finished
I
up.
know.
So I still think that there's another season after this next season.
Yeah, look, I
And
feel
they'll
like they're
squeeze it.
gonna
They'll milk it, my friend, because this is one of their big tier series.
just looking of what content they're showing off in the trailer, trying to place how much they're gonna have afterwards. And yeah, I reckon they'll have 2 seasons. Because
Yeah.
I forgot that they
And
hadn't done Star and Stripe
maybe
yet.
2 seasons in a movie, you think? I feel like they're
That'd
going to put a movie in there. They're going to put a movie in there somewhere.
Yeah. And then also, wait, no, a month earlier, is when Mission Yozakura Family is dropping. So we got April for Mission
nice.
Yozakura Family.
I'm actually a little bit psyched for that anime. I'm curious to see where it goes.
We don't have a date past 2024 for Elusive Samurai. So that is coming at some point.
Taking their time. They did announce that a little while back, and they're taking their time, which is fine.
I like the they've released a trailer that's got like character. Basically, it's just this poster cut up. But it looks nice. I like the art direction.
Yeah, like they did for the new trailer for Demon Slayer, where it's just key visuals, characters, and then whooshing special effects. That gave us nothing. Yeah.
And Blue Exorcist, the anime is coming back for a new arc in January 6th. So January is going to be packed.
Yeah, it's going to be this. There is going to be a lot of stuff dropping in the first half of the year.
That's not the right one. We've also still got.
Energetic.
What's that other series that you were? The Office Magical Girl, Maggie Lumia.
Yeah, Maggie Lumia.
Yeah, that one. It's broadcasting in fall of next year.
Okay. I don't think that's going to hit off as hard as I think it's going to go. I think the manga's done okay. But, I'll bite my tongue when it actually goes off and everybody talks about it. But I don't think it's anything super special.
Jujutsu Kaisen series has reached 90 million copies in circulation with 25 volumes.
Who has the time to read all those explanations?
Good God.
Someone
yes. Dan to Dan, October 2024. So we've got 10 months.
Yeah. That's a lot of production time. That's more production time than most animes get.
They've announced a Hunter x Hunter fighting game. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be something like a
Street Fighter style?
I'm thinking probably going to be more like a Naruto Ninja Storm, where it's like the 3D arena as opposed to the 2D arena.
Boring.
What? You didn't like Ninja Storm? Ninja Storm fucking rocked, man.
Nah, it's dumb. Give me old school quarter circles, half circles.
Nah, give me a full dome to run around in and beat the shit out of my friends.
Forward, XAB.
Nah, I gotta run around with those dislocated joints.
Nah. I'm sorry. I can't do it because it's just button mashing.
Too old? Nah, you're too old.
No, it's just the style of
I'm sorry. Are you saying that that's more button mashy than like stuff like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. They require tactics, my friend. You can button mash to your heart's content. It won't get you anywhere.
Absolutely, you can. Nah. I have known people who button mash all their way to the top.
No, the only time
it's infuriating as hell.
The only time you can properly button mash on those games is when you go to 3D. 2D, you just can't do it. You play against someone who knows what they're doing, and you will get decimated in a heartbeat. They will combo the crap out of you. But in the 3D realm, and I'm talking like stemming back to like Soul Blade and all that sort of stuff, which is the 3D environments, that you can button mash like crazy on those because it's just rando. And yeah, they're good games. Man, off topic.
Ooh. Okay, so we've got a new key visual for monsters. The Ichiro Oda prequel-ish to One Piece.
Oh my god, here we go.
You know the anime that we talked about a few weeks back.
That
Monster.
one time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That one time.
kind of linked. It's very loosely linked to One Piece, but it's yeah. I think it's Oda just wanting to repurpose his old
Oh
story,
no,
and
they're milking. They're still milking the content. They
yeah,
own the content, so they're gonna milk it. And you know this is. I know this is gonna segue. So this is
it's not. I'm saving One Piece for last
why
because there's a bit to talk about.
everybody already knows about it. Okay, I'm gonna butt in, and I'm just gonna like break out
No.
nuances. I mean, yeah, okay, I might watch it. It's
Oh
kind of
wait, this.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I didn't
yeah.
realize that they'd given it a new subtitle.
103 mercies,
Yeah, I know.
dragon domination.
It it,
What does
it
that mean?
it's English soup.
It is. It does not translate very well.
No.
Not at all. Um, wow, we've talked about almost everything on my list of.
Yeah,
Yeah, the only thing I want to talk about it quickly is -1. He's Godzilla -1.
that's right. Yes.
Because I went and watched it on Friday.
Ooh. How was
Uh,
it?
it was as good as everyone has been saying.
I
It
that's
truly was a proper love letter to Godzilla in general, and the
nice.
fact that the movie was produced on such a small budget, and the director literally almost worked himself to death in true
That's
Japanese
right.
style.
Isn't wasn't he
In
like
He's like a special effects
so
artist as well.
yeah,
So
and so
he,
that's how he reduced the cost for the budget,
yeah, he
right?
did all did all the special effects and stuff, and he was complaining about how slow it was to render out like ocean movement and stuff like that off his computer at home, and so it was a stunning film. It was really really well made. I did not look at my watch. I did not look at my phone. I did not think about how long the movie had been running during the whole thing. So it rolled out really, really well.
It's a bit, I really need to see like the latest Godzilla movies. I still haven't gotten around to watching Shin Godzilla. And
It's like, hey, you're a boardroom guy, so you might like it.
I'm not a boardroom. I'm an anti-boardroom guy.
But you like lots of people talking.
I've heard enough about the movie that I know that I'd probably really dig it.
Yeah, you would, because it's stylized and crazy and
Yeah,
edgy. It's
and
really good.
it's a little punk, right?
Yeah, because the director is pretty punk.
Yeah,
He's pretty punk with his stuff. So with -1, it's gotten extra releases globally because of its popularity. So it
I
hit
don't
off
even
really
know if
really
we got it
well.
here.
Well, we got it.
No,
Oh,
I mean like in Albury.
Kieran went and watched it.
What?
Yeah, he watched it like a week before I did.
He didn't mention that to me. I haven't heard
Oh,
anything.
didn't he?
No, I didn't know that we had a
You'll
release.
have to take that up with him later.
Oh man,
Uh,
it feels like that Simpsons episode where Bart's like recorded the moment where you see what's his name?
I don't know. What's his
Heartbreak.
name?
Ralph. You see Ralph's heartbreak. Remember when he's dating Lisa? No.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Anyway, digressing.
Okay. Side note.
Black
So
Clover, Jump Giga.
no, 1 second. I haven't finished. So with the release and the popularity of -1, and the fact that it was a love letter to the original Godzilla film, because the story is pretty much the same. If you didn't know that, the story is actually almost a replica of the original. They're actually re-releasing it in Japanese cinemas in black and white, which I'm kind of angry at, because I would love to have seen that in monochrome in cinematic. it would have been an absolute masterpiece watching it like that. And then to leave on a
bougie bastard,
on a bittersweet piece of info on that one. The guy who played the original Godzilla in the suit in the original films has passed away just yesterday. Kenpachiro Satsuma. So he passed away at 76, which is a little bit sad.
It is.
Yeah, decent. I mean, he had a decent run, but also 76. Seems too early. I'm on the ladder, so I'm looking at it going, seems too early. Seems too early.
Bro, you still got like another 30 years before you're at that point.
When you get to my point, you're just like, only 30 years. You want me to achieve what in 30 years?
Only 30 years.
No, it's not that bad.
I don't know. You started the episode pretty bad.
I was pretty bad. I was pretty rough last week.
Oh, dude.
Sorry. Go with your black clover news. What were you doing there? You were doing a black clover thing, and then I interrupted you.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna talk about the Jump Giga. Because not only is it black clover, we've got where is it?
All the black clover.
Oh well, I'm hoping that we will. With black clover shifting over, I'm. What's the idealistic that we might get the rest, especially from like the other mangakas. So we've got the ninjas, which looks fun.
Yeah, that looked like
by Jin Kirarazaka, and the extra decisive battle at Garbage Dump, which also looks pretty cool.
That's the Do Retry guy, and this is who's the mangaka behind this one?
Oh yeah, the other one was Do Retry. So this one,
yeah, he's the other guy that we like that did the martial arts series. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. Neji. No?
Neji, yeah.
Neru.
Yeah.
Neru.
Yeah. Neru. That had an N in it. Yeah. So the mangaka for Neru is doing this one. So art's going to be beautiful. It's going to be interesting. Interesting indeed.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that we do actually get to see a little bit from Jump Gigong. I guess
I hope we do too. I hope we start seeing some chapters rolling in because they've already got the platform there. There's no point.
Yeah, just do a digital release.
Just keep giving us material. We want to read it. We will pay for it on our monthly subscription.
Well, the reason I was leaving One Piece to last was because it's all connected with Jump Festa. So I was just gonna quickly do covers and color pages that we missed because for some reason they're reversed order this time. Sakamoto, gorgeous.
Love it.
I love when they do the color spreads of the three characters sitting down. Like there was another one with young Sakamoto. Who else was in it? I don't remember now. It was great. I love it.
Yeah, they just sort of sitting down, chilling out. It's kind of like a real world kind of environment.
Kill Blue got a color page.
Mm-hmm.
Nue's Exorcist is still ongoing. It got a color page. Kagurabachi got its new anime key visual.
It's going hard, though.
Fucking sick, though.
It's going hard. It's yeah. It'll be the next big thing. It'll be the next JJK. Speaking of which, weird little spread there.
Oh, so it looks like Shadow Eliminators is bombing at the moment.
Look,
Wow.
I
Wow.
didn't want to say anything. I don't like it. It's so generic.
Yeah, all right. We get cover page for the Cypher Academy. I forgot what it was called for
Yep.
a moment. Dr. Stone TV anime season 4 has been officially revealed, but I mean, we kind of knew that was coming anyway. So this could be the final season. That's what they're hoping for.
No, it's gonna be a season and a movie, bro.
Well, they might do a movie with the little epilogue series that they're doing at the moment.
Cinematic release. They're loving that stuff at the moment.
I don't know. I just don't see how that could work for Doctor Stone. I mean, it can't.
It just
Maybe.
works well. Well, the thing is they're finding that they develop a community and a fan base.
Yeah.
So automatically they know these people are going to go watch it. So
Yeah.
automatically they know that this volume of people are going to go to the cinemas and watch this. And that layer that sits on top of people that go and watch it because they're curious is just icing on the cake. So it just makes sense for them to try and attract more people to watching the series by releasing a movie. It works out for them.
Yeah. Oh, I get it, but I just don't know how they'll do that for Doctor Stone.
Oh.
Yes. Writer of Promise. The writer of Promise Neverland will be publishing a new work titled Kubi Gesho alongside Shiki Hamada Buster Sweet in upcoming Shonen Jump issue 6 and 7. New 47-page work will also receive color page. So
we'll see that
yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Intriguing, even.
Sakamoto Volume 15.
That's a nice cover.
Me and Rubriko Volume 16.
I love. Look, if there was a whole book of just me and Robico covers, I would be down for that.
I love them so much.
They're really, really good. Not a fan of the series, but their covers are just
that's Blue Box, right?
On point. Yeah, I believe it is.
Volume 21 of Mission Yozakura Family. Good God.
Still interesting. Still intrigued as to what's happening here.
And Kill Blue, Volume 3. I have no idea what's going on. I know, it's going crazy.
Kill Blue. Still running.
I don't even know who those people are.
No, me neither. Maybe I'll read a chapter just to see what's going on. I did read it for a bit.
Oh, actually, that's right.
This happened a bit too goofy for me.
This came out literally just after we were talking about it last week. So the mangaka for Ruby Dragon put out a special message last week after they achieved 9th place in the Kono Manga ga Sugoi 2024, which is a competition that they run over in Japan. And Shindo commented that their health is doing. Yeah, I know. I didn't really think that sentence through.
No, you're right.
Ended.
You're right.
Comments that his health is in a better condition now and hopes to give some good reports next year. So hopefully we'll be looking at the mangaka being better to the point that they can actually do more releases of the series. And actually,
yes, I did.
Stage S came back.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it came back, didn't it? Yeah,
I did read it.
I didn't.
If you didn't read it, I read it. I was definitely waiting for that to come out to see how it looked and how it was panning out. And I am super proud that they have supported the mangaka to this level because it's been a solid year.
Nearly 2.
of being on hiatus, and then for them to come back and just jump straight, and it doesn't feel any different. It's they've just jumped straight back into it, and it's great. It's
Yes.
great that they have done that and supported them for that long to do that. So,
That makes me happy.
super happy that this. I hope this level of dedication to their artists continues, especially with such early titles. So Stage S and Ruri Dragon are such early titles that
Especially Ruri Dragon.
yeah,
Like,
that
we only have
it's
6 chapters.
fascinating. It's fascinating that they've provided them that much support. Stage S is a bit of a special. I get
Well,
Ruri
yeah,
Dragon
because
because
it's
Ruri
a
Dragon was
Jump
really
Plus
popular,
title.
whereas Stage S was a Jump Plus title. I don't think it had the same volume of popularity.
I think the
But
platform has a bit more leniency, though.
yeah, but at the same time,
That's
I
my.
think they may have seen the potential in what the story had, because it's not a run of the mill story by any standard. It's out there, and it's fascinating as hell.
Stage S, Heart Gear, Skeleton Double.
Yep.
There's quite a few series on Jump Plus that do go on to like hiatuses. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering how if it is more lenient than the flagship magazine.
It's got to be. It's got to be. And you know what? Speaking of Skeleton Double,
Sliding
I
down my
would
chair.
love, I would love to see a live
So
action of
good.
Skeleton Double.
Ooh,
I
okay. Yeah.
skip anime. I want to see live action. I think it's one of those series that would lend itself
Mm.
very, very well to a live action environment.
The clipping would be weird.
What do
Because
you
they
mean?
got the ability to clip through shit. The old
Yeah,
man.
it'd be super cool.
They just green screen him and just like chop him in half.
Well, that's essentially how they'd do it.
Yeah.
But
Just like
it
thinking
would
about
be
it, like
unreal.
all the
And
invisibility and shit, like there'd be so much on the special effects.
yeah, I know. But at the same time, watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Just watch it,
I mean,
and
dude,
then suddenly it'll switch, and you'll be like, "Wait a minute, they can actually do this.
did
Like they
you
can
actually
actually
finish
do this."
watching One Piece live action?
No,
Of course you fucking didn't.
it was a
Fucking
stepping stone,
disappoint
man.
me.
It's a stepping stone. It's okay. I got a
Nah.
couple of episodes in. Oh, look, I will finish it. I guarantee you, I will
No, you
finish it.
won't.
I'm in between series at the moment. I just finished up the
Yes.
second season of something in particular, and I'm a little bit in between seasons of things, so I might very well pick it up and watch it. Hey,
I,
how about that?
just
How about
speaking
that?
speaking about that other series you've been watching.
Well, that's got
As
nothing to
funny,
do with what we're talking about here.
I know, but I just wanted to quickly note that like I made the realization when you've been like sending me messages and stuff, and I'm in like over here 13 books deep, and I'm all like, fuck have they done to my series? and then I remember my own words when we were talking about the live action adaptations of like anime and other manga adaptations, and I felt very hypocritical because I was like, maybe I need to like step back just a little bit off my high
Step
horse.
back and realize, because
I still don't
I'm
understand
coming
why they
from
gave him a wife.
no, there was a
We're talking about
reason
the Wheel
for
of
it.
Time, by the way. I just think it's
Yeah, sorry,
lazy.
it's not. They've done
It
it because they've
is.
got their time frame is different. They've got a shorter amount of time to try and try and bring in emotion and
They're doing
connection,
like a book a season at the moment.
which is insane. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be a book every 2
Ah,
seasons, realistically.
yeah. Wow.
But at the
Depends
same
on how
time,
you
from
want to
what I
pace it.
the weird thing is, right, how you describe the series is so vastly different to what I was expecting to watch.
It
I didn't realize I was
Depends at
watching
what
a
point.
YA series.
It's a what? What?
Yeah. Okay. So this is where you're like, wait a minute. Bullshit, my friend. And I'm watching the series going, this is a YA series. uh it's a
I
series about
mean,
a group of youths growing up in a challenging environment, having greatness thrust upon them, and them expected to provide a particular role which they don't want to provide, and they have to grow and change with that
you
prospect.
just like depicted like
It's a
story
YA
writing
series. It's
101.
just a complex YA series.
Yeah, by that logic, so is Lord of the Rings.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
All right, good.
No, it's a fantasy. No, it's a fantasy. Where's the growth in the
I'm
characters?
sorry. I'm
Where's the
sorry.
growth in the characters?
Hang on. So, are you
Do
saying
do
that?
the characters
Are you saying that?
change?
Are you saying that only YA series have growth in their characters?
No, I'm saying that the primary component of YA is growth in the characters, is the change, because YA is
I
you know,
wouldn't
it's
say that
aimed
it's.
at a point in years and age where there's a lot of growth and change in the person. Something like Lord of the Rings, which is a
In
primarily,
semantics right
male
now.
dominated series. Oh, sorry, a male dominated series which has no growth in characters, but is
Because it's all like
well
in like
rooted.
one like
Yeah,
a
no,
month,
but it's
right?
well, exactly right. It's well rooted in a landscape. There's nothing there. Nothing actually happens in Lord of the Rings. My God, unpopular opinion. There's a lot of
they walk
walking.
for
They
3
throw a
movies,
ring
yeah.
into. Yeah, it's not even that. It's just like the books aren't any better. It's just not. There's nothing there, and
Wait, okay, we've
I
gotten insanely off topic.
I know. It's sorry, man. What do you want to get back in the weeklies, or you want to talk about One Piece? Let's talk about One Piece. The only series that never ever needed a remake is getting one.
That's not what we're talking about yet. We're going to talk a little
No,
bit.
okay, sorry. I'm jumping the.
I just wanted to really quickly show off some of these little
Oh,
animated.
we're gonna get we're
No,
gonna
there's
get
no
little
audio, and I'm showing it off really, really like short
short.
little couple of seconds bursts. I just really liked the animated manga characters. I thought it was really nice, and I wanted to share it with you. That's all.
Look, it is nice. Um,
But yes, it's
I
basically
I would
the
like to see some more behind the scenes stuff.
that
I'd
would
like
be
to see
so
them
cool.
doing videos on, not on a weekly, but like on a monthly basis, just catching up with mangakas and chatting with them
Well,
and doing behind the scenes
I'm
stuff. That'd be
hoping
really nice.
I'm hoping that that's what this is. So this is the Jump channel's promotional video. So they're doing it to commemorate the latest feats of the Jump's YouTube's channel. And this was specifically featured at Jump Festa 2024. I'm hoping that that's the route that they're going down,
Hmm.
because they've been doing a lot of PVs and like music, manga animation collaborations. I'm hoping that that builds out into like you said, a bit more behind the scenes stuff and
Yeah, I want to see the
interviews and
human.
whatnot.
I
Yeah.
really want to see the human behind the series that I love, and why they've chosen to do what they do.
Mm.
That's what I'd like to see. I honestly don't give a shit about Jump in general
Yeah.
as
No,
as a corporate
I'm loyal
group.
to the mangakas, not to
That's right.
the company.
If the mangaka for Sakamoto turned around and said, "I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going over there. I'm going to be over there."
Yeah.
I'm going to follow that through. So it's. I just hope that there's a bit more to it than just that general
Yeah.
advertisement.
Hoping.
Vegapunk.
So we've got the Japanese voice cast announcement and title or character.
Cool. So who have we got?
Yohei Tando, but you don't know any of these people, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be great.
Why you call me out like this, homie?
Sorry, I mean, you brought it up, and I thought that you would be a little bit prepared, and
No,
you'd have reference.
I was more showing. If you haven't let me finish, I was more showing off the characters.
No, I was hoping that you'd know which characters these people had voiced, and I'm just like, he's gonna know that they
absolutely no. Do you think that I have ever been prepared?
What? No, but that's why I called you out.
Rude. So we're actually heading into the 25th year of One Piece anime, because I think we already had the
so dumb.
25
years.
Yeah, man.
It's too long.
So its new arc will be airing in January 7th as well. So another big one in there.
Jesus Christ, man.
And yeah, the big one that you wanted to talk about, the thing that doesn't need to happen. In fact, I would argue that it does.
Look, I'm looking at this visual, right? I'm looking at this key visual. I'm just like, this is not the One Piece that everybody else is watching and reading right now. This is an interpretation of the One Piece. So I'm expecting something different, and is probably not going to be well received. It's going to be more art house than it is going to be, standard.
I don't know if that's the case.
I hope.
I don't know, man. It's going to be... I'm insanely interested to see what they're actually going to be doing with this. As much as I like the anime, it's a subpar way to consume it because of all of the filler and all of the padding that Toei had to do.
Well, 9%.
Self-inflicted, but hey, 9%. You say all 9%? No,
9%.
You could boil down the One Piece anime to being a 500 episode series.
Okay.
I would even say probably even closer
when you
to 400.
Padding,
you could boil it.
So we're not talking about actual, padded content per episode. So we're not talking about filler episodes here. We're talking about them
I'm talking about both
components and battle sequences and I understand that they could boil it down to be a lot better.
Not to mention you've got all the recap shit that could be easily cut out and say like you'd be able to save 200 episodes just off that.
Let's just say that we could do One Piece in 10 movies.
Do not as much as I love One Piece, fuck me, the anime has so many flaws because it is deeply rooted in this outdated business model from 20 years ago or 25 years ago.
And Toei's, they still do it. They still do this sequence of release.
That's schedule. The other thing. The other thing that I'm really excited for, and there's nothing against Toei, the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, homies. But I'm really excited to hear One Piece rather without the Dragon Ball Z sound effects that they've reused and repurposed over the last 25 fucking years.
Oh, come on.
I'm not even shitting you, bro. There was Dragon Ball Z sound effects in the last big episode for One Piece that they hyped up.
I'll be honest, I think that is an Oda decision.
You reckon?
I think that he loves that series so much that he would be willing to do stuff like that. I get that, man, there's a lot of them that you reuse and recycle animation.
Oh yeah, I don't
from other series.
I don't begrudge them that. Have your library of assets. If they're going to do this though, they can't use that shit. It needs to be
something different. This will be something
And
different.
I could live with like them reusing, say, 70 to 80% of the existing dialogue, being able to repurpose that and like remaster it, but just go the whole hog and just redo everything. I say that, but I also don't want the dub for the current English to fall
Do
behind.
you know what this
But
is? This is
but they're
this is
almost
going
caught
to
up.
be this is going to be like a different director doing the original Star Wars series. This is going to be so hated by the larger community, but so
Mate,
loved by the
hopefully.
dedicated fans that it's going to be sitting in this weird place. Because Wit Studio are going to do some magic here, because this is what they do. Wit Studio do magic. They make absolutely gorgeous animation. So I don't expect this to be of low quality or subpar in any particular direction, but I don't think it's going to be the classic shonen style, colorful, exuberant
No, I hope,
action that you expect.
and I know this sounds kind of stupid, because it hasn't really lulled, but I hope this does what the reboot of Hunter x Hunter did for Hunter x Hunter, where it refines a lot of, because they redid the entire thing again. It is more refined. The pacing's a lot better. It's animated more for today's audience. So even though there's going to be nostalgia elements and a lot of updated things for the existing, I guess, generations that have watched and grown up with One Piece, I feel like they've got to be marketing this more towards the newer generation and the new uh, things that are happening in the industry, like industry standards.
Yeah, yeah, not wrong. And let's not forget that this is the third time that it's been done.
That's my other biggest issue, is that we're starting from East Blue again, and we've just had East Blue again with the live action.
No, oh my god, this is the fourth time.
Yeah, so we've got the manga, the anime, the live action, and this now. And the movies that they've done.
No, well, the movies just really re-edits the anime. But this is technically the fifth time because you're forgetting that the original series was animated twice.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it counts. It fucking
No.
counts. And do you
That
know
that
what?
shat the bed hard though.
How many times have they animated Tokyo Ghoul?
Oh, I hope that we get a reboot for this as
How
well.
many times have they? So I'm just saying,
Fuck,
like
please.
this,
Well, I mean, Full
the
Metal,
whole
Hunter x
One
Hunter.
Piece thing is really starting to fucking piss me off a little bit because it's hogging, like it's
One of
hogging the
us.
limelight.
One of us.
I'm just saying that it's unnecessarily hogging the limelight. A studio like Wit Studio doing Tokyo Ghoul, holy shit. Could you imagine what that would be like? Yeah. Yeah. Now you're going, oh, wait a minute. Do I want One Piece or do I want Tokyo Ghoul? Because I feel like that they are just forgetting all the things that have happened in the past that landed very terribly.
Who did do the anime for Tokyo Ghoul?
Oh, I can't even remember because it was a victim of the terrible pacing and
The first season was alright.
it was okay. It was okay.
Second season is just anime original. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Studio Pierrot.
Piero, really?
Hmm.
They're not usually too bad. I mean, look, animation wise, it wasn't too bad. It suffered from poor writing.
Yeah, I think they did all of it.
Yeah. Look, I never had anything against the actual animation. It was the writing and the pacing of the series that had so much trouble.
Mm.
which I get. I mean, his writing and pacing is a little bit difficult to transcribe. Over
No,
to
they really screwed the pooch.
yeah, they did, and they know they did.
They could have just stayed true to the original source, but no, they had to go off and do their own thing.
So
And
what I'm saying
shit
is
the bed.
that could have done with a reanimated version, a new
So
version,
I'm
and
not
let's not
sure.
forget that it's still a popular series.
I'm not sure if that was if I saw something about this or if it was someone else talking about the exact same point.
No, it's just there has been a lot of internet discourse about this. So as soon as they announced the One Piece being reanimated, everybody was just like, "Well, wait a minute, what about dun, 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 you know, all this other stuff,
Right.
you know, that could have been done, but in turn, you know, it doesn't pull the same sort of cash that One Piece does."
I
And
do
it
kind of
just
hope that
annoys me.
we have it like, but you don't get it, man. Like I hope that this is
No,
like
I
the
don't.
definitive
And I'm
way
curious to
to
know
view
what
this.
Oda thinks about this. I know he's going to back it, and he's like, "Ah, it's a new One Piece thing, and he'll be the typical sales guy." But I want to know what he thinks about it deep down. You know,
With
is
the
the
man
fact that
Oda.
is you know other titles are being sacrificed because you know there's this like religious cult based around his title. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong at all. I'm not wrong.
I feel like you're blowing it up a little bit.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I? I feel like One Piece people get really angry at me if I tell them I don't like it.
It's just because you're ignorant. You
It's,
don't get it. I'm
I
not
present to
angry.
you article
I
number 1.
I'm just disappointed.
Don't you father figure me.
uh, boy, in this house we watch One Piece
Hell
while
no.
you're under my roof.
We were Dragon Ball people before we were One Piece people.
Yeah, but then I
Look,
grew
my
up and
son's
was
going
like,
through One Piece and he's enjoying it, but he still has to take breaks. Got to take breaks.
oh yeah,
Can't
for
watch it
sure.
all at once. So he, he's also reading Shibatarian, which he has to take breaks. Apparently, it's a little bit rough for him.
Unhinged. All right, do you want to
I'm
quickly talk
reading it.
over?
I'm like cackling all the way through it as I read it, and he's just like, "Oh, they're throwing heads at each other. What the hell?"
Dodge this.
I love it so much. It's so goofy.
It is so bizarre.
Another live action right there. Should
So
happen.
gross.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about something else?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I
That's the
got.
news. That's the news
Right?
we got.
So we're gonna have to.
Shangri-La. You want to talk quickly about Shangri-La
We will
and
talk
how much
quickly about Shangri-La. Because there's not. We don't have a lot of time left.
no.
But also, we forgot to mention last week that this will be the final episode for
Oh yes.
2023.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're having a break. Having a little breather.
I don't. Did Kieran actually mention when we'll be back? Like
He
the
said
10th,
we might have
maybe?
2 or 3 weeks off. 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Watch
So
this space.
yeah, keep an eye on the socials. We'll
Make sure you
definitely
hit the little bell so you get notified when we come back. I mean, keep an eye on the socials as well. We'll be probably post over there. My dog
yeah.
shut up. But yeah, we're going to reassess the channel, look at changing up the format a little bit, maybe see what we can change to help grow the channel and whatnot. So yeah, help us like, comment, and subscribe, and do all that YouTube horse stuff. Feed the hungry algorithm gods. But we'll jump into the thing that we were going to talk about. What was the thing that we were going to talk about?
Shangri-La, because we started
That's
watching
right,
it last
Shangri-La.
week. as
Yes.
a very
Palette
ironic
cleanser.
dip into palette cleansing, because it's a series about palette cleansing,
Yeah.
which which has kind of worked out really well for us in that sense. So instead of delving into really shit shows, we decided to delve into something that has been highly regarded this past season with
It's really
Shangri-La.
fun.
It's it's not really slowing down. It's presenting itself as a very, very fun show, and some really, really goofy like linguistics, shit snake,
Yeah.
and it's just the kind of things you would expect from like a gamer environment. That's
Game
what I'm
lingo,
really
yeah.
enjoying it. You would expect that, people are going to call things not what they're called. They're going to call it something else completely different.
And making assumptions about things that they clearly know nothing about.
Yeah.
Where like, oh wow, they must have really strong AI chat algorithms for the NPCs, but no, it turns out that they're just character
Other
like
people.
person driven. Yep.
Yeah, they're just other people.
I really enjoyed that. I was like, wow, yep, that's a
Yeah.
gamer right there. Thinks he knows everything. Hey, look,
Oh
he's just
man.
like me for real.
It's been a lot of fun so far. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, so we haven't got a lot to talk about
My
besides that. It's been a fun ride so far.
yeah. I thought it was really funny because I actually was having a chat to Jack about it just the other day, and he didn't actually catch our last episode, so he didn't know that we were watching it for the show, and he was like, "Oh, what'd you think of it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, no, it was really cool. I thought it was really fun," and he turns around and he was like, "It's like SAO but better, right?"
Which is
Like,
exactly what you
I was
said.
like, "Yes!"
And then
um,
did you argue my point where it's just like, nah, it's not like SAI.
Nah, because your point's stupid.
My point is they don't get caught in the game.
I mean, yeah, but you know what I was getting at, as in
Yeah,
like
I know, to
the way
virtual
that
reality.
yeah, and like the way that they portrayed the actual game. Like if you added the
I
getting
argue the
caught,
point. I argue the point. If you were trapped in the game, you would treat the game differently. If you knew that game could kill you, you would fucking treat that game so differently than just
ex-
risking it by running around and throwing your stats into whatever the fuck you want.
except they don't really do that in like the first season of SAO. They talk it up a lot, but they don't really.
No, well, some do and some don't. So this is the thing: is you have a lot of characters in SAO, even though you follow the
Are
main
you seriously
character.
defending SAO right now?
Look, I'm sorry. There is a moment in like the first 4 episodes of SAO where things are looking great. It looks like a good, solid series. Everything after that, shit falls apart. But there's a concept in
When was the
place.
last time you watched those 4 episodes,
When did they
Logan?
release it? When was it
Yeah,
released?
like 10 years ago, I think now.
Yeah, that's when I watched it.
Oh,
So
they haven't
I'm
aged
just
well at all.
no, I understand. But there was a concept they were trying to achieve, and that concept was if you were locked into a game, you wouldn't be thinking like it was a game anymore.
It was if you die in the game, you die for real.
Exactly. For realsies. Whereas this is not. If he gets eaten by a snake, he just respawns in his bed that he ran to.
the
Don't look at the time frame for SAO.
Nah,
Um,
I'm jumping into the rabbit hole. That's right. Uh, so there was a movie called Stay Alive that did the same premise back in 2006. SAO came out 6 years later.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that was the first concept of it either. The idea of,
I don't
dying
understand your
in
point.
a dream. Look, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dying in a dream world.
was
It's not a new concept.
Nightmare on Elm Street meets Dot Hack.
Oh,
but with
what?
none of the writing or gore from either. That's why I was so disappointed with SAO. It would be fucking sweet, actually.
That'd be great. If it had that sort of element to it.
But no, I'm enjoying Shangri-La Frontier. It's fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and I feel like there should be another series that takes a stab at the whole SAO style environment, because I think they fell flat on their face when they started to introduce other characters.
I think the biggest issue is the scope that they set in those first few episodes, where there's 100 floors to the world or whatever. That's too much. Way too much. And unless you're going to actually cover all of those levels, what's the point?
Yeah,
reduce that shit down.
No, we can clear them in 24 episodes.
Well, I'm even thinking in the light novels, like, that's way too many levels, bro. Like, cut that back to like 10 max.
Nah, but he wanted to have them in there for years.
And then the whole point was, oh, I forgot. I forgot the reason. What do you mean you forgot the reason?
It's been so long, I just kind of forgot.
But it hasn't. It's been like a couple of years, max.
You get to the 100th level, and he's standing there with a bag of chips and a bottle of Windex, and goes, "I can't remember what I was doing."
All right,
programmer
Grandpa.
clearly had ADHD.
Oh man.
So watch Shangri-La. It's good. It's fun. It's silly. It's a nice diversion from the shit we were consuming earlier.
It was so mediocre, man.
Yeah, it was. Spurblade, don't watch it. It's terrible.
I wonder if oh no, we do have I think Undead Unluck's got its English cast release last week. We got
that,
I think
we did cover that last week. So yeah, that shouldn't be far away. It's fascinating that they took so long to do that.
I know, it's odd. So it should have actually started airing on Hulu already. Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah.
Titles you should be reading this week. Sakamoto.
Dan Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man was great this week.
Oh my god, what
good chapter.
We're not getting another one until like mid-January, so savor it.
It's damn it. How dare him have time off over Christmas?
Such a banger chapter to leave off on, though.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Well timed. Greens. Man, I know you're not reading it, but
I'm gonna, like, on our break, I'm gonna catch up, maybe.
You might. You'll read you might read 1 or 2 chapters and you go, nah, this is boring.
Well, no, really, because it sounds interesting. It just
it's really just about golf. It really is just about golf.
No, but like the whole premise of like him finding something that he's passionate about, and like that element of it, like,
yeah, that's the element that's captured me so far, and it might capture you. It might grab you. I don't know.
Jack's also interested in that side of it as well, and you guys have both been in my ear. I'm like, you're making me want to pick it up again. But like the golf side of it, I'm just like.
It reminds me a lot, and I know I said this last time when I first read the first chapter. It reminds me a lot of Blue Period.
Yes, you did say that.
Yeah, and I don't know.
That was gorgeous.
Been involved in that.
I think he did actually.
Yeah. It got like that. It got it bang on. So whoever wrote that knew exactly what it felt like. Knew exactly how the mind worked while you were going through that process, because it transcribed really, really well. And And the hook on that series was when he did his first painting, and all his friends were like, "Ah, this is
Yeah.
what this is, and I understand what you're feeling." And that's the point where he broke. He was just like, "This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
To get people to understand me, I have to, do this." And this is transcribing in that same way where he's like, "I don't have a real identity, but I feel like the group of people that are in this environment understand the kind of identity I'm trying to portray." And
Mm.
he's trying to put the same amount of effort into it that he sees other people putting into what they're doing. So
It's weird how
even
much we
though,
put our identity into those things, right?
well, the
Because
thing
if you
is,
take that
even though
away, then
he's trying to mimic what everybody else is doing. So
yeah,
all
yeah.
his friends have their niches and their points. He's trying to do the same thing, even though he doesn't even understand what the thing is.
Yeah.
So it's this really weird, and I hope
Wearing out his
they
gloves.
address it a little bit later. It's like he doesn't even know whether he likes golf or not. He's just doing it. So he's just going through the
Oh man.
motions. It's kind of weird at the moment. And I feel like they need to address that further down the track, but it'll be interesting when they do. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. All the usual stuff. Kagurabachi, is definitely, bringing out the big guns as far as
So,
anime goes. It's yeah,
it's so stupid.
yeah. It's pulling no punches. It's just go go go. It feels like the John Wick
it,
of manga.
it
It's
feels like we're in like chapter 50, but not like chapter 5.
This is what I
Actually,
mean.
it's,
It's
it's
just there's
14.
no
Wow.
stop. It's
Okay.
just go 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 go. And do you know what else feels like that? Jiangxi X. Man, that
Mm,
thing is just octane fuel. It just goes so fast. So
just
fast.
breakneck pacing seems to be the
But
new.
yeah, and I blame this on JJK because his pacing in his series is so breakneck, and cuts out all the fat, like literally all the fat, and just goes straight for the action slash meat of the concept. um Jiangxi does that. It really truly is. It doesn't even do training arcs. They're like, "Oh, we're going to do a training arc," and then the
Time
next
skip,
chapter
bitch.
is, yeah, the next chapter is time skip 3 years later. And I love that though, because it suits the series really, really well.
I kind of. I was really looking forward to what's his face going into the cave and battling or like coming to doing something, and then it was just like boom. 3 years later, I'm like, no, no, but the cave, the
No, no, no.
cave.
I'm just like, no, I really don't care about the cave. It doesn't. It didn't really affect
I
me
was
at
like,
all.
this is a character growth.
No, no.
uh,
This isn't necessarily character growth. It's ability growth.
yeah. No, but I wanted it to be tied together.
Yeah,
Like he goes in, finds himself or some shit,
yeah.
and that's his ability power up.
Are you all up to
Um,
date?
no, I'm actually a chapter behind. I
Oh
think
my
now.
god, the most recent chapter is so good. Seeing the kid
All
with the
right.
glasses breaking out.
Oh, all right. That's cool
Yeah.
because he
Oh
hasn't
yeah.
really done anything
Oh man, he just
at
puts the
all.
other two to shame. Shame.
Nice.
His abilities
Uh,
are phenomenal. So good.
you're right. Sakamoto is back and he's back hard.
I know. We've all fallen in love with him again,
Oh,
just like she did.
yeah.
I love that little
um,
note at the end of the chapter that's like, "Oh, I'm a Sakamoto fan again."
oh, Martial Master Asumi. Actually, that is such an incredible fun series.
its character development is phenomenal for
Mm,
the span that it's
so
created.
quick.
26 chapters, it doesn't feel like it, because you have such a big change in the characters and the way they behave, the way they've grown over that period of time. It's just like, wow.
And
The writer is phenomenal.
the fluid blending of arcs as well. Like, granted, we had that one chapter that was a little bit weird where it was like it flipped between the two perspectives of him, the friend and the main dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was one chapter, and now we're just straight into the next chapter, or sorry, the next arc, where we've got both our main characters in a bout. We've got two single chapters dedicated to who they're fighting, and the premise is that, like, they've both got so much stakes in the ring, that they need to bring their all, otherwise they're not just doing a disservice to themselves but to their opponent as well. And that, like, they can't get caught up in the emotional side of it because he is so emotionally driven, especially after meeting the guy before he knew that he was going to be fighting him. Like, the interactions and the way that everything's worked out and plotted is so fucking gorgeous.
It's precise.
Oh,
and they're pulling the heartstrings in the right directions and making people feel what he assume he's feeling when he's trying to, be in the ring and be in the moment.
That's the thing that I'm
stuff.
really enjoying about this is, like, how much it's pulling the heartstrings, but it's also laying out logically why you, or at least these guys as the fighters, can't get that emotionally attached into other people's stories, because what makes their goals or their dreams any more important than your own?
Exactly right. Does their dreams belittle what you believe and what you? And this is a really cool take that you get when you're reading this series. You're like, sometimes you have to walk over someone else to get where you need to go. And sometimes that person needs to be walked on to understand where they are in the scale of things. So it's, which sounds, yeah, I know. That does sound really kinky. But it's just it's a very realistic take on the structure of things.
Yeah, it's something you don't really
way.
see in, like, this, like, let's be honest, this whole manga is going to be a tournament arc because that's what MMA is. It's a tournament arc.
Yeah. And I
So
keep bringing the series back to Ippo because Ippo is very similar. You often get full arcs of the character that he's about to fight before he fights them. He
yeah,
often has to know all about them before he fights them. So sometimes that wire crosses
it feels a
where
lot streamlined and refined, and but
yeah,
yeah, you're on the money. It's definitely taken a lot of notes from previous sports series.
yeah. Mama Yu, are you up to date? No.
Yes.
You are?
I am.
You're in the pool? You're all good? You're at
I'm
the
lying.
pool?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I called you out and you were just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was like, I don't know whether or not he's pulling the old switcheroo, and he's just.
You are at least 2 chapters behind, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Oh, how did I know that?
It's funny because I was like, I'll just fake it. Logan won't notice. I'll let him talk about it, and then and then you're like, the pool. I'm like, I don't know if the pool. I don't know about the pool. He could be talking straight facts, or he could be laying a trap.
Yeah, that's right.
So is there a pool?
Yes, the pool. Yeah, there is a pool in the latest chapter.
Shit.
You should have just run with it.
I should have.
Is getting more and more interesting. Man,
cool.
I'm really, really surprised that you haven't jumped onto this series a lot closer, because it is laying down a lot of foundation for lore and concept Yeah,
Baldur's
look,
Gate 3.
I understand you are a busy man. Video games are
This
the
is not
calling
really.
for you.
Yeah, look, my escapism has shifted a little bit. It's focused a bit more on Baldur's Gate, and
Couple of chapters, my friend. Couple of chapters.
I've actually even stopped listening to my audiobooks for the last like week and a half.
Oh my
It's
god.
like the longest break I've had from the Wheel of Time since I started reading the Wheel of Time.
And my god, you've just replaced it with another Wheel of Time. Literally replaced it with something that's based on the Wheel of Time.
No, it's D&D.
I know, it's not that bad.
Close,
So
though.
Mama Yu doing really well still. I
Oh.
hope the series keeps going. I feel like it's running really solid. Beaten Motion still going really well. We didn't have a chapter this week though, did we?
15th was the last time it dropped.
No, so we haven't. 14th for Kaiju. I have not been keeping up with Shoujo Null, even though it's been quite a popular title for most people. I can't get into it.
I haven't picked it back up.
Weird. Pacing's weird. It's throwing me off.
It started off like really strong and edgy, and I just thought, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm actually a bit behind with my Wild Strawberry as well.
It's turned into more of a typical shonen than I was expecting.
Like your Blue Exorcist, Fire Force type shtick.
Yep. Yeah, it's eased directly into that environment. Unlike Trojan X, which is still flying free in its own little environment.
Honestly, that's probably my favorite.
Whatever the hell it wants.
And it's not even a weekly series.
It's pretty good. I don't mind it. It's definitely not my favorite.
Really? It's not up there?
Yeah. Look, it's top 5. It's top 5.
Well, yeah. Top 5 would be your favorites.
Say my favorites. Well, it's a favorites. It's part of the favorites.
It's top 5.
Read. Yeah.
It's not a weekly read. It's a whenever they drop a read.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I read whenever he feels like presenting it to me.
Alrighty, guys. That's going to be us for 2023. Thank you ever so much for joining us for another year. Feels weird saying that, even though we are like
a couple of weeks away.
Episode 75.
Yeah.
No, doing this for 2 years. This is like the second Christmas. It's odd.
Yeah.
Any day. I don't actually know what that is, Nikki, because it didn't come through. It's just white, like me.
It's a booble. Yes, as white as you are.
It'll be some form of emoji or little icon thing on Twitch.
It's because you need more sun, man. I know there's not a lot of sun going around at the moment.
No, there's too much sun.
Really? We're getting nothing over here.
I don't deal well with the heat. Anything over like 25 and I'm deceased. Puddle. This is unnerving.
It's a little concerning.
Alrighty. So that's going to be us for 2023. Thank you again. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, share us with your friends, family, pets, and whatnot. No, you have too much sun.
Yeah.
Don't forget to slap. Go watch some anime, read some manga. We'll see you back in the new year. Maybe better than before. Who knows? Or we could just come back the same miserable assholes that we are now.
It's what everybody loves in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, but it could be portrayed at a nice new package with, it's Brad and Logan, but with a new hat.
New package.
Ooh. All right.
Okay, let's get out of here.